they go, they expand and shrink. Memories blur faster than you think. Welcome back to Leanne's Corner Season 2, and this is the episode 2. So today we are kicking off a brand new journey, diving deep into the story behind the community and nonprofit projects. So we are going to find out what drives them to start and how do they keep fire burning through obstacles and setbacks during their nonprofit organization. So first of all, could you guys please introduce a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'll go first. Hi, so I'm Avni. I am Vice President of Konnekt. As of half of this year, we joined as core members, and then I got promoted to Vice President. We're both in 12th grade. I am currently studying science. I also play tennis, and yeah, I'm very excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, amazing.
Hello, I'm Meera. I am a core member. I work in the social media department here at Konnekt India, and we're really thrilled to be here. Apart from Konnekt, I am currently studying in 12th grade. I'm planning on pursuing economics, and I learn Kathak, which is a traditional Indian classical dance. And yeah, I'm looking forward to speaking with you guys.
Yeah, that's amazing introduction.
So I'm kind of sick right now, so I really can't. But next time, I guess.
Yeah, that's amazing. Lily can also dance. She like K-pop dance.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Okay,
I
so
can't see her video. Can you? I can't see her.
yeah. Okay, so for now we are moving on to part one, starting the story. And I am really curious about your motivation to become the member of the Konnekt India. So what inspired you to start this project? And this question is for Avi, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
it's Avni, but that's all right. Um, I came to know about Konnekt through social media. A few of my seniors were a part of it, and it kept coming on my Instagram. So I decided I would volunteer with them. So I went to one of their events where we visited an old age home where it was basically a shelter for destitute women that were rescued off the street and they were given full medical care. And it's actually eye opening because India is still a developing country. It's crazy to see what people have to go through. So I wanted to be a part of something bigger, something meaningful. And then I applied for a co member, and now here we are.
Yeah, that's really good. And it's very inspirational. Yeah, right? So, was there a specific event that made you realize the need to take action to help the underprivileged?
Well, since childhood, I used to read these books. There's this social worker in India. Her name is Sudha Murthy, and I used to read her books as a child. And I always felt really grateful for the life that I get to live here. But I also came to know the reality of the world out there. And I always wanted to do something for the community, for the society, for the betterment, and give back. And then, same like Avni, I came to know about Konnekt through social media, some of my friends, and I felt that that was, that it was one of the ways that I could help. So seeing all of this and then Konnekt was a way for me to give back to the community. But there were a couple of incidents that led me to join Konnekt.
Wow, that's a good point. And the next question is for Avi, where was the project initially implemented and what was its original scale? Why did you choose that location over others?
Yes. So The founder of Konnekt India is actually Archana Thalye. She currently lives in the US. So she started Konnekt Global there. And we have a few branches in the US, one coming up in Australia. And so she's an Indian American and she comes here for winter. And she actually started Konnekt in Pune over here because that's where she lives. And yeah, we're trying to expand into other cities like Mumbai, but it's a long process. So yeah,
Yeah, so you mean that your project is having a broader network, right? Like in some location around the world. Yeah, that's really
yeah,
good.
yes.
Um,
We have
yeah,
yeah, we have chapters in Westchester, in Chicago. We have one in Melbourne. So yeah, it's a network.
yeah, it's really broader. Okay, so the next question is for Mira. Uh, what were the initial resources that supported the operation of your project?
As I said, Avni and I joined Konnekt this year. So initially, it started in 2022 with 5 to 6 members, and in the past 3 years, we have grown to a scale of 200 volunteers, 16 core members, and 1,500 plus following on Instagram. And back then, I don't know as we weren't a part of the team, but we often have fundraisers such as the game night, bake sale, football events through which we gain our funds, and then throughout the year we use them. And we also have a fundraiser online on this thing called Milap, where we get some of our funds from. So, and donations. So that's how we manage our finances. And in the beginning, I think this is how we started to fund fundraisers for the community or people our age. And yeah, that's how we use the money to fund our events.
Yeah, so it means that your project is going to have to organize some events, interesting events, activities like sports or the food, the bakery food for many people. That's really amazing and impressive.
Well,
I,
thank
I
you.
saw, yeah, I saw it in the highlight story. Yeah, that's really amazing. And for now, we are moving on to part two, talking about challenges and some obstacles. I mean, like some difficulties like financial burden or the hard things that you might find it difficult to overcome while operating your project and organizing some events for the poor people, the needy people in your country. So the first question is for Mira. Can you describe a particular difficult obstacle that almost would make you consider quitting, like something that could make you wanted to quit?
Well, it's just been 8 months since we've been working with Konnekt. However, certain events, we lacked resources, we lacked volunteers. For example, for the bake sale, we did not have enough people who could make the stuff. So we ourselves put our hands in and we made some of the stuff, which helped in making the fundraiser of the bake sale a success. However, we never thought of quitting because, well, that's not how we are supposed to work. And in the end, the fundraiser was a big success. So, yeah, that's one of the incidents that I can share right now.
Yeah, that's really amazing. Like, uh, you have more motivation and the passion to try the project for a long time. Yeah. Okay, so the next question is for Avi. In what
Wait, just a
ways have
second. Her name is Avni. It can Avni. Just try pronouncing it.
Avni, right?
Yes, you got it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry for
No, it's all right.
mispronunciation.
I was just telling you how, these are Indian names, so all of our names are different. It's all right.
Avni, right? Okay, okay. The question is for Avni. In what ways have social or cultural attitudes posed challenges and difficulties, and how did you navigate them?
Right. So in India, studies is like a big deal to people, right? Valid, completely valid. But since we're both in 12th grade, we often get told, you shouldn't spend so much of your time working, you should study, your future's going to depend on this, don't take this lightly. So at times when things get a little hectic, it is like we do kind of think of, like, am I not focusing enough on my future, on myself? But then in the end, you just have to, do a little bit of time management and everything works out.
Yeah, that's really good. So, uh, I have asked you a question, right? Um, you know that in India, like the poverty is seen as a fate, right? And there are some parents that they have strict rules. They don't want to let the children continue going to school and higher education. So when your project is going to organize some events for students, I mean the poor children. So how do you convince their parents to let them enjoy the activities or to receive some financial guide to start continue in going to school?
Right. So till now, we haven't directly interacted with parents as such. But however, there are stories where, since we go to schools and we teach them, there are stories where, the people that volunteer at the school have told us that parents here, especially like fathers, what they do is they use the money, like they sell the textbooks of these little kids so they can buy alcohol with that money. There's a lot of domestic violence where, the mothers and the children are being like hit or abused, and it is tough, but I think they understand to a point where, if your child is getting educated, that's how you're going to have a brighter future. Like, that's your only escape route. So we do have help from, elders, because even we cannot directly deal with these situations. So we have older people, volunteers that help us convince them. And yeah, and the children quite enjoy school. So that's one thing I like. Everybody's keen on learning.
Yeah, I understand your point. Okay, so the next question is for Mira. So, how do you balance managing day to day issues with keeping the long term mission alive?
Right. So basically, day-to-day issues that the children face are lack of, for example, lack of school supplies. So basic stationery such as pencils or erasers, something like that, they sometimes lack, or sometimes they don't have enough food. We have midday meal programs in India where the lunch is given by the government in government schools. So these issues are something that we know of, and how we try to face them is, for example, this year we had our school supplies donation drive, Supplies for Success, which was led by Avni and I. So this project is one comes under our pillar of education under Konnekt India, and for that we made 70 kits of school supplies, which included 6 notebooks, stationery, and the backpack. So these are the things that are required by the school students, and they required for like a long term, such as like 3 years or so. So through this drive, we made sure that these students had enough for them to go to school and learn, enough material, enough resources for them to learn. And this was one of the examples where we kept our mission alive while facing day to day issues. But there is a lot more to go.
Yeah, I got it. Like, so I have seen that there are three main goals of your Connect in there. And I
Yes.
want, yes, and I have a question about social inclusion. Social inclusion is a major goal of your project. So, have there been moments when you felt that the social gap was too wide to bridge completely?
Right. So we interact with people of all ages, from kids to adults to, old people, everything. So I remember this once when we had gone to another old age home, and the people there were disabled, either physically, mentally, or both. Right. So they're not very quick or apt in understanding what you're trying to convey because of their old age, because of their condition, and because they've been isolated from people for so long that they're in this little bubble. So it takes a little time. You have to get to know them, you have to spend some time with them, but slowly they do start opening up. But other than that, I think of one more incident where the children, so we live in a state called Maharashtra, and over here people speak Marathi. So, a lot of times, like when we have to go teach people, where it's like hard to find volunteers because they have to be fully understood with Marathi and they have to be able to communicate very fluently. But over, time, people warm up and, it all sets in place. You just have to spend a little time with them.
That's an amazing uh, good point. And for now, we are moving on to part three, talking about motivation and memorable moments, like some unforgettable moments that you have been impressed by your project. And the first question is for Mira. What inner motivations or external support have helped you stay resilient during tough times? I mean, difficult times.
Um, did you say external factors?
Yes,
Okay, so as I mentioned, the books that I read, those books told me about how hard the world out there is. So what we do here at Connect is just a fraction of it. Then even my parents, since childhood, I have been brought up the way that we have a lot, but the world out there is not that nice. So you have to give back. You need to know what other people are going through, and you have to act on it. So that my parents, my upbringing, the books, all of this helped me stay motivated. And I know that what we are doing is not a lot. So when I hear about other stories, when I read the newspaper, I know that what we are doing is just a small part. And I think that's our responsibility as citizens, as good people. And that's all that has motivated me throughout this. And I hope to do a lot more.
yeah, that's amazing. Like, um, you are, you try to become motivated and pessimistic at on times to continue your project, right? And another question is for Avi. Um, can you share a story that profoundly reaffirmed your belief in the project's purpose?
Yes. So, as Meera mentioned earlier this year, we had conducted the school supplies donation drive. So it's not a lot, it's very basic things that we're giving them. But once you go there, you spend time with the kids, the smiles on their faces are reassuring. It's everything. It like it's a ray of sunshine when you see them smile like that, because we're so unmaterialistic, and at times we forget that there are more important things in life. So just to be like, I feel like in a way it also keeps you grounded. And yeah, it's just their emotions making, like, seeing them happy is all that matters.
Yeah, that's really emotional and meaningful thing. Yeah, so uh, how do moments of success or gratitude influence your outlook on the work ahead? Is for Mira.
These, as she said, the smiles, even at the old age home or even at the school supplies donation, these things always make us look forward to other events, make us inspire us to have bigger events or bigger donation drives. Recently, we went and donated 50 kgs of rice to one preschool, and the teacher there, the counselor, the students, everyone was overwhelmed because that was their food for probably next 6 months or next 3 months. So all of these things inspire us to make bigger, more impactful events. And yeah.
Yeah, so it means that when you saw the effectiveness of the events, each event that was held every month with many supports, many donation fundraising for children, and you felt that it was like wonderful and gratitude. So you feel grateful for this, right?
Really grateful, yes.
Yes, yes. Okay, so I have an extra question. Right. Have there been any surprising lessons or insights you gained through your experiences while operating your events?
Mm, I'm not gonna say they're very surprising, since before an event we kind of try to anticipate what challenges we could face, or what could go wrong, where we could improve. But one particular thing, we were recruiting tutors for our tutoring project, and one of the challenges that we face is most of these schools where we teach, they're in the more secluded regions of the city. They're in the outskirts, and it's not very safe to go there. And these lessons have to be done after their school timings. So it's nighttime, and it's not safe for you know children our age to go there. So we found it extremely hard to get volunteers on board who are willing to go there. That was a little hard to overcome. But later, recently, like last week, me and Mira visited one of these institutions. And not gonna lie, we were also a little scared. It was nighttime, but we'd gone to donate supplies for our second donation drive. And the people there actually turned out to be so nice. And it was an all boys school, it was young boys, and they were so excited to learn. But the conditions they were living in was actually really shocking. Like, the principal of the school, they have to deal with more situations that happen at home of these kids. So they're called at midnight to take water out of the house in the monsoons. So we always knew that these people have it hard, but until we visited we didn't understand the gravity of the situation. So that's always a little shocking.
Yeah, so you mean that like the condition of some projects is quite shocking, right? So
Yeah.
it's hard. It's still hard, but the whole members also try their best to make effort and to have many people, right? Yeah, that's really amazing. For now, we are moving on to part four, talking about controversial perspectives. Some arguments like you might face when you find sponsors, supporters, or donation from others. I mean, you might face the judgment, prejudice, or discrimination from other peoples because they might not think that these events are not fully effective, as you said, or something like that. So, okay, the first question, Lily, it's your turn.
Okay.
Was outside, so maybe like the outside noise. So I
Yeah,
will repeat
probably.
the yeah, I will repeat the question. So, what are your thoughts on the roles of community versus government in providing education for disadvantaged children? Like, do
In
you
the
think that? Yeah,
in the
sorry,
what if community, I can't hear you guys. I'm so sorry.
sorry. Okay, okay. What do you think about the roles of community with government in providing education to the disadvantaged children? Do you think that government and the community have the same roles in providing education, universal access to education for many peoples, or do they have different positions and roles in helping the whole community?
I see. So I feel government is doing their part through a lot of activities, such as the government schools that we have in every city, in every town. But the community is not doing as much, is what I believe. I believe every citizen, once they turn 18, should have some community service hours, which will impact the society in 100 different better ways. And the underprivileged students will understand how better the world can be, and people like us will understand how the world out there is and how much we can do for them. So right now I believe the government and the society have a lot to do, have a lot to accomplish, but everyone is doing their bit, and I think they have an equal role to play in this. So if everyone contributes, if the government pays more attention, if the people, if the community pays more attention, then we will make the world a better place to live. So it's probably an equal role, and yeah, we should do more.
Yeah, so you mean that they have the same roles, like to have the whole community and the needy
Yes,
people. Yeah, so
yes.
yeah, that's amazing. Another question: how do you maintain transparency and accountability to your supporters and your sponsors? Sometimes that they might think that your projects do not work as well, or yeah, and so, how do you convince them to believe in your events, the effectiveness of your events, and the accountability of your project?
Yes, that's an amazing question. We hear this quite a lot, especially when we're reaching out to people for fundraising and sponsorship, which is valid because if I was an investor, even I would want to know the accountability of the organization. So, how we counter this is firstly, anybody and everybody is always welcome to join us when these events are happening. They can come with us, spend time with the people, engage with the community. And also through our social media, we keep updating, pictures and videos, clips of the events to, show them that it's actually happening and also to raise awareness about what's happening. And we also have a website launching soon. It was in the works forever. And I think by the end of this week, it should, you know, be up and running. Other than that, we have a LinkedIn account. So, we're just trying to do as many things to, hold that credibility amongst people.
And to add to this, I think what makes us stand out among other NPOs or NGOs is that we are government registered. So what we do, it is we make sure that we don't like nothing wrong happens in it.
Yeah, I got it. That's wonderful. Uh, okay, so I can you guys see me? I mean, can you guys see my open camera, right?
We can.
Yeah, okay. Um, the next question is, have you encountered criticism or opposition, and how have you addressed it constructively? How do you overcome the discrimination, the inequality, or the opposition of some sponsors?
Well, thankfully, so far, at least I haven't experienced any of this. Since I'm not in the fundraising team, I usually don't reach out to sponsors, but I believe that we haven't faced much of this recently, at least, because as I said, we are government registered, we are youth led, and we, as Avni mentioned, all the website, the LinkedIn, Instagram, we keep on updating to maintain our credibility. So I haven't experienced this so far. Avni, have you, or do you want to answer this question?
Yes, actually. So while reaching out to sponsors, a lot of times people think, oh, they're kids. They're, not doing as much, why should I put my money into this, etc., etc. So, we're not taken seriously a lot of the times, but after a little bit of convincing, you have to push through that, you have to convince them. And also, sometimes we get like countered by our own parents. Like, they're obviously proud of the work we do and they're all for it, but as I mentioned earlier, the amount of time we're spending in this 1 or 2 years, which is going to be like almost life defining for the colleges we have to get into, the work we have to put. India is extremely competitive, so it's really hard. So they're concerned about us, but sometimes you just have to, push through all that and, do what you have to do.
Yeah, so you mean that try your best to prove the reliability and accountability of your projects to the sponsor and the fundraising, right?
Yes,
Yeah, I got it.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so the final question is, how do you personally deal with the emotional burden of seeing children or community struggle despite your efforts? Is for Mira.
Um, well, um, I don't know what to say. Hold up.
Sorry, just no, just be yourself, like say whatever you want. I mean,
Just repeat the question. I got lost for a second.
okay, so I will pass it, skip it to the part five. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. And we are moving on to the final part, future hopes and message. So, what is your long-term vision for the project, and what milestones do you have to achieve in the foreseeable future?
Well, I don't think community service is a very big arena, and it's really hard to accomplish all the goals that we want to. But in the long term, I believe for every nonprofit working out there is that the community is in better situation. in terms of education, in terms of job opportunities, in terms of getting their food or anything like it. So as long as we are working with Konnekt, we are trying to make sure that all of our objectives are being focused equally. Uh, every child, every person out there, at least has 2 meals a day, or every student out there gets to firstly dream what they want to become and have the resources to achieve those dreams. So I believe through our little drives, through our little efforts, we are trying to make the best of it. And every senior citizen out there lives proudly that and is proud of the work that they have done and are not abandoned by the society. So this is what we want in the next, I don't know how many years, and I don't know whether that's completely possible, but we hope that this happens one day.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Like, uh, just keep going, right? Just keep going with the whole projects and then see the success of it in the near future, right? Yes. So, how do you plan to sustain or scale the impact of your initiative in the coming years? Like the way to scale up your network to certain regional areas more better or to other countries like that.
Right. So, um, I think firstly, we would want to expand more locally than globally. And the way we can achieve that the quickest is via social media, which is why, we're so updated and we try to get in more engagement. So, people are aware because, as we mentioned, Mira and I also were, became aware of Konnekt through social media. So that's a very growing aspect of how we can reach out to people. And other than that, we try to spread awareness in the city. We have meetups occasionally in different areas of the city where we talk, meet new people, tell them about what we do. We try to go to pop-ups, put up stalls, so all that.
Yeah, I got it. I understand your point. Okay, so the next question is what advice would you give to young people passionate about starting their own nonprofit organization to help other people? Do you have some advice for them to take action at first?
I believe everyone who wants to do it should definitely go for it. Recently, I have seen so many NGOs and POs starting up, and I'm really happy to see that because it's never enough. Because we always need more organizations to work for the community. And an advice that I would give for them, firstly, I don't think I'm eligible to give advice to anyone because we are also new, we are also experimenting. But obviously, never give up. There are so many ways that you can conduct events and give back to the community. Uh, you should keep on experimenting, keep on trying new things, and we also learn a lot from them. So never give up and keep on going despite whatever happens.
Yeah, so you mean that just keep going and being passionate about what you are doing, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's a good point. And the final question is like, if you had unlimited resources, what radical idea would you try that you currently cannot right now?
With limited resources, okay. Give me a second to just think. I think with unlimited resources, obviously the first thing we would do is, try to distribute everything equally, right? Maybe we would make a new school where people can come, they can live, give their family a job, so they have some financial stability or some promise that their efforts and their time and energy is not going to go to waste. But I think that's a very utopian thing to even think of, but we're trying our best.
Yeah, that's motivational and meaningful thing that I hear today. Um, so this is the end of our talk show today. Like we are talking about five parts, like some inspiring stories or the passionate individuals that have gone with the Konnekt in the year, and that's really amazing and wonderful thing that I have you guys to be our guest for this episode two today. And so finally, is there a final message or a piece of advice that you would give to our audience about making community, helping the community, right? And like doing something meaningful things to have the society better and better. So I wish that both of you will answer this question for finalizing the talk show today.
Well, every bit counts, as it is rightly said. So whenever you feel like I have seen my friends or even I celebrate our birthdays at orphanages, this little act makes the kids really happy. Or giving out your old supplies to students who are in need, giving your old clothes that don't fit you but are in good condition to people who needed it. All of this is very little. It may seem very little, but it really isn't. It makes their life so much more easier and so much more better. So I think you should always do your bit in giving back, and you may find that it is very trivial or it's really small, but it really isn't. And you should always keep on going and keep on doing something for the society.
Yes, I completely agree. As she said, every little bit counts. So I know oftentimes people like sometimes second guess themselves, or they're like, am I doing enough, etc. So I believe like you shouldn't overthink it so much. Every little thing helps. And if we all put in our best, I'm sure, we'll come a long way. So just be, motivated, be consistent, and it helps. Everything helps.
Yeah, thank you for two useful advice that just be passionate and keep going everything in your dreams. That's really amazing. And I'm so grateful for you guys having time with us today to share your opinions, your viewpoints behind every story. I mean, the topic behind the mission, like some efforts that are not deriving by profit or money, but just by impact, compassion, and the dream of a better world. So I'm really grateful for your support and you having the time to talk with us today. That's really amazing and wonderful. Yeah, I'm so grateful for this. Okay, so
Thank you
Thank you
so
for
much for
having
having
us.
us here.
yeah,
Yes.
thank you so much.